What's going on, everybody? Thank you for stopping through. Jay Hunter Lee here. Appreciate you guys coming through. Want to say what's going on to my cousin right there, Matthew Lattimore. What's up, cousin Buzzin'? How you doing? Thank you for stopping through. Always a pleasure to see my family come through, give me a little bit of support. You know, it's always a pleasure. So we're going to talk about something today, folks. Okay, I hope you guys are ready for it. So let's get it. Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. What's up, folks? I'm glad you guys stopped through, man. I do want to have some conversation with you today about a good topic. You guys have seen my quote this morning. For every new level, there's a new devil. I think that's a good topic to cover today because I had some conversations with plenty of people. They're going through some turmoils right now. And let me just start with, by letting you guys know that you are going to have some turmoils in life. But before we go into it, I just want to give you guys an update on how I'm doing in school. I feel like I'm busting this thing wide open like a millennial. You understand me, folks? I am killing it right now in school. I'm doing great. School is going very well. As you guys may not know, those of you who are watching me and didn't know this, I have went back to school to finish up my education in cybersecurity, something I started several years ago at Strayer University. I am now attending Kingsland University, doing really well. I got class tonight at 7 o'clock. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are my class nights. And outside of class, I'm studying, getting better at learning new stuff that I'm doing as far as cybersecurity, meaning learning Linux, Python, Splunk, Wireshark, all this kind of stuff. So I'm having a great time, folks. But why did I get back into school is because I had projects that's been delayed. You guys know I'm supposed to be building a city over in Libya and Greece. It's been delayed due to the pandemic. My speaking, have not been really being called for speaking engagements right now because of the pandemic. People don't want to have their auditoriums with people around and somebody might have COVID, things like that. So this is not the most booming time for speakers right now. So what did I do? I said, well, let me go finish cybersecurity because that's recession proof. I don't care what type of pandemic we're in, people are going to need someone to be securing their networks and their data. So I'm finishing up my education in that building, and I'm building my own firm, my own cybersecurity firm in the process, right? So that I can get these big mega contracts to secure people's data. I'm talking about banks, hospitals, all this stuff, right? So I'm very excited about that. And things are moving in the right direction. It's really, really going well. So I'm really proud of that. So given that, I'm not saying these things to impress you. I'm saying these things to impress upon you that you have every God's given ability to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish within human reason on this planet. Okay. Now, people always wonder, why do I keep facing these troubles? Why am I keep facing these adversity? Every time I turn around, it's something else. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Have you guys been hearing this conversation? Have you guys heard people say these things? Have you said these things? Oh, no, not now this. Well, folks, let me explain something to you. I've learned this from a very wise man. For every goal you create, obstacles are also created. Let me repeat that. For every goal you create, obstacles are also created. But why? Why are these obstacles there? I've said some time ago, I explained to you guys negative and positive, how people want to get rid of the negative. Get rid of the negative. Get negative out your life, right? That's not true. You're not going to get negative out of your life. So stop trying to get all the negative out your life. And I know that probably put a stink face on you. Here's why, folks. Negativity is what God uses to mold us for better things. You hear yes, you hear positivity. When you ask questions, when you ask for things you want, a yes will build your brand, will build your business. But what does no's do? No's, you see it as something negative. You see it as rejection. But see, no builds your character. Let me repeat that. Yes will build your business. No will build your character. It builds you. It makes you stronger, folks. It's the resistance. Resistance make you stronger. So don't take the negativity in your life, in your business life, and say you don't want to deal with it. You want to get rid of it. You got to deal with it. You're going to have to learn how to direct it, of course, but you're going to have it. You're not going to get rid of it. You can't get rid of negativity. If you give it negativity, light would not operate. You wouldn't be able to start your car. Why? Because negative and positive is there for a reason. They're there for balance. It's the law. It's a natural law of the universe called the law of polarity, meaning everything has an opposite. And those things exist for balance. So you're not going to win with just having to walk on a straight positive path. It's not going to happen. So those of you who want to just get rid of all the negativity that goes on in your life, guess what? It's not going to happen, because negativity is there to offset the positivity. Positivity is there to offset the negativity. It's just how the universe operates. That's what builds success. You're going to have to face the adversities in your life. But here's the question, though. When those adversities face you, will they face you, or when they find you, will they find you accomplishing your goal, building a momentum to accomplish a goal? Will it find you doing these things? That's the question. Most people create goals and they procrastinate afterwards. They procrastinate afterwards. I want to say hello to Quintina Lee. Thank you for stopping through. Thank you for stopping through. So most people procrastinate after they set a goal. Either they set, and then when they procrastinate, guess what? Those obstacles that is also created, they're going to come find you whether you're working towards your goal or not, because it doesn't turn off like in Switch. You can turn it off, but the obstacles are going to come. Do you want those obstacles to find you with your pants down, or find you going head to head to reach your dream? Because once you're working towards your dream, you're building the momentum. So when the obstacles do come, you see them as obstacles and not problems. You guys understand what I'm saying? But you're going to have them. They're going to come, folks. And the worst thing people can ever think is to think they're not supposed to have them, or to think that they're going to just get them out of their life. You're going to get negativity in your life. I don't care if it's your parents. I don't care if it's your kids, your cousins, aunt, nieces, and nephews. I don't care who they are. Because all the negativity is not always on the outside of your family. It could be right there in your household. But here's what you have to understand. There's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. Let me repeat that. African proverb says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. So all the negativity can come all at once. All the positivity can come. You have to stay balanced. You have to stay balanced, because guess what happened? Stress can play a part in both worlds. You have good stress and you have bad stress. People see stress as negative all the time. No. There's a thing called eustress. It's spelled eustress. Eustress. That's the opposite of distress. Distress is what everybody's familiar with. That's why they just say stress. You stressed out. You having negative experiences. But guess what? You also have positive experiences, which is called eustress. So most people say, well, I want eustress. I want good stress. No, you don't. Here's why. Because whether it's good stress or bad stress, they both have the same effect on the body. Same effect on the body. So what should you do in this case? Stay balanced. Stay in the middle. Don't be too far here. Don't be too far over there. Just stay balanced. That's what it's all about. Light works because negative and positive is working together, balanced. Your car starts because negative and positive working together is balanced. You will have success when you learn how to deal with the negative and positive on a balanced level. Most people can't do that. Most people haven't been coached to do that. They don't have the mentorship, so they can do that. They're not willing to learn how to do it. I was listening to Les Brown today. You know what he said? He said, if you're willing to learn, he said, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. So think about that for a second, folks. What is the negativity? There's negativity that can be programmed in your head too. And you will operate in a pool of negativity. A pool of negativity. How does this work? How many of you know a lady by the name of Jane Elliott, an educator? Jane Elliott, in 1968, the day after Martin Luther King assassination, she did something in her third grade class. She said a study had came out that showed that those who have blue eyes were smarter, stronger, and had more privilege than the people who had brown eyes in her third grade class. Whenever they had a math problem or any kind of problem, a person who had blue eyes knew the answer, and a person who brown eyes didn't. They said, oh, you know what? You got brown eyes. You're not going to get this answer. And they teased the brown eyed people to the fact that a brown eyed person would push a blue eyed person and a fight break out. The very next day, students went back to class. Let me move this over a little bit. Go this way. There we go. Oh, hold on. The very next day, the students went back to class, and the teacher says, guys, I made a mistake. I mixed it up. A new study came out that showed that the brown-eyed people were smarter, stronger, and had more privilege over the blue-eyed people. So the brown-eyed person was going, I told you the brown eye was smarter. I told you the brown eye was smarter. So it started calling names to the blue-eyed person, Bluey. Another fight breaks out. The third day, they would go back to class again. And the teacher says, you know what, guys? I made another mistake. I told you about the test, about the eyes, who was privileged, who was stronger, who was smarter. She said, the actual truth is, no one cares whether your eyes are blue and brown. You all have the same opportunities in life. All you have to do is go out there and make it happen. Folks, nobody cares what your color is. I'm living proof of it. Before I moved to Florida, I lived in DC. DC is predominantly liberal city. Predominantly. To them, if you're not Democrat, you must not be black in DC. All the times I've lived there, born and raised in DC, always been taught Florida might be fun, but it's racist. It's racist. Anywhere down in the South is racist. They hate black people. They're going to start putting up crosses in your yard, burning them, and walking around your place with Confederate flag. I mean, I've heard, these are the things I've heard all my life living in DC till I moved here. Once I moved here, I discovered everything I've been told was basically coming from the media. Propaganda, folks. Nothing like that. Some of my best friendships and some of the best people who have helped me in business, bought my books, were people who did not look like me. I mean, I've got old pictures of my book selling event, people who did not my color, taking pictures, buy my book. As a matter of fact, I had a book signing event in Barnes & Noble. A gentleman, white guy, came back to the book signing the day after he had already purchased my book from Barnes & Noble. Came back because he found out that the author of that book he bought was going to be there for a book signing. He saw my pictures on the back of the book. If you turn the back of my book, my picture's right there. He knew what color I was. He came back because he wanted me to sign his book. Hell, I can count on one hand how many people in my own family have bought my book. On one hand. I'm not mad at them. But the point that I'm making, folks, is people allow themselves to be programmed. They don't put the challenge to themselves. They don't allow their consciousness to challenge themselves, to challenge their brain to become free thinkers. Because when you become a free thinker, it's easier for you to create a balance in your life. It's easier for you to understand the purpose of the negativity and positivity. The same as people who love you versus the people who hate you. It's gonna be that way till the day you die. It's gonna be that way as long as we have a universe. You got to understand that's where your wealth, that's where your success is gonna come from. The balance between negative and positive, lovers and haters. That's exactly what it's gonna come from, people. The people who loves you will enjoy you. They will support you. The people who love you will support you. The people that hate you will promote you. Let me say that again. The people who loves you will support you. The people who hate you will promote you. Prime example, look at this guy named Kevin Samuels. He had a lot of following. As soon as somebody put out something negative about him that went viral, his following on YouTube went from here to there. And just a few weeks ago, he just celebrated his 1 millionth subscriber to his YouTube channel. He was just interviewed on Vlad TV. Vlad TV is no slouch. Vlad TV interviews nothing but celebrities. Kevin Samuels was just interviewed on Vlad TV. So the people who supported him, they did a great job. They gave him money to his Cash App, supported his podcast, but his cash flow just got charged up by the people who hate him. So folks, you're going to have haters and lovers. You're going to have negative and positive. They both work in balance. There's a law, again, the law of polarity is what describes that the most, folks. But if you're not a free thinker, you're going to allow yourself to get sidetracked by one of the two, the positive or the negative. You're going to get sidetracked. Positive does make you feel good. Negative makes you feel bad. But if you have balance, you can judge, you can balance them both. You can manage them both. Most people can't do that. Most people just live in nothing but a pool of negativity. Remember your spiritual footprint, because the universe is a big algorithm. If all you do is post negativity on Facebook all the time about celebrity junk, who sleep with who did this to that person, that's all you're going to get. That's all it's going to get. All is going to come up in your news feed. And that's all you're going to get in your personal life. Your friends, your family, all they're going to communicate with you with is how many people then slept with somebody, and all the gossip is going on. That's your spiritual footprint. So therefore, it's going to keep coming at you until it becomes a point where it's going to affect you and your family in a terrible way. But people don't want to hear this conversation because they don't want to take responsibility for themselves, for their actions and how they operate. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. You got to take responsibility because nobody cares who you are. Nobody cares what color you are. Again, some of my biggest supporters has been people who don't look like me. If you go to my Facebook page, my business page, Jay Hunter Lee, the business page, you'll see 13,000 followers there. They are from around the world. Majority of them are from a different culture, different race. Brazil, Belize, Afghanistan, Egypt, the UK. Come on, folks. People don't care. Let me tell you what something Zig Ziglar said. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you want to feel good about something you've done, do it for somebody for free. Offer to help them. Offer to educate. They can reject it. If they reject it, fine. Thank you. Good luck to you. Have a great day. But majority of the masses have that problem. This is why 97% of the population is fighting over 3% of all the money that's being earned. The 3% of the population enjoys 97% of all the money. 97% of the population, they all work for the 3%. The 3%, them jokers building rockets. But how does this happen? Do you think they just have success like that? Again, for every new level, there's a new devil. They have to face adversity for every step they go to. Every step you go to, you're going to face adversity. Don't think you've arrived. No one's have arrived, folks. No one has arrived. I got 3 levels. I got 3 levels of success. That means there are 3 levels of adversity that I had to face to get there. My 4th level, guess what? Another devil. I got to overcome that devil. You know what, folks? This is just exactly how the universe operates. And I want you to take a look at the elites of the world. And they operate their business exactly the way the universe operates. This is why they are successful. They ain't teaching you religion because they know the difference. They know better. They might teach you that because they know that they can stay on top as long as you know and learn a certain way. So you see what Jane Elliott did with her experiment. All she did was just told people what they are versus the other people. That same thing exists today amongst the vaxxed and the non-vaxxed for COVID. The same thing happening today. And what's embarrassing about it is you got grown ass people falling for it. The same experiment that Jane Elliott did to 3rd graders is the same thing that's happening to your grown behinds right now in 2021 over the vax versus the non-vax. Or if you're vaccinated, you this and that and the other over the vax people. If you're the vax person, you're this and that and another over the non-vaxxed. Propaganda. I don't care if you're vaxxed or non-vaxxed. If you feel that vaccines is your way to a perfect health, by all means, help yourself. I'm not going to force you to know any different. If that's what you feel, by all means, go that direction. If you know that God gave us an immune system, that all we have to do is take care of our immune system by taking in our vitamins, go that direction. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a shit which direction you went. I care about what you do with your life. Building your wealth, helping your community, building your family. That's what I'm into. So that same experiment Jane Elliott did to 3rd graders is what the media have done to grown people today. And she did this experiment in 1968. to third graders. Isn't that something? And the fact that she did that, and if anything, anybody can manipulate you to think that you are over somebody else. I don't care whether it's non-vax or vax, black or white, liberal or conservative, gay or straight or whatever. If the media can propagate things like that and make you feel superior over anybody else, then guess what? They can sure get you to do anything they want you to do. Anything they want you to do. You're so manipulated, you haven't even had the chance to experience your full potential to what you can do for yourself. You have not given yourself that full opportunity. So when I say for every new level, there's a new devil, you haven't even had a chance to fully experience that. Because you can't get off of one level because you're too busy being manipulated. And those of you who are free thinkers, those of you who know how to take care of yourself, those of you who have different levels in life that they've already reached, the plateau and whatever that is you've done. The elites have taken their businesses, schools, and duplicated how the universe operates. So if every new level, there's a new devil, what happens when you go from the first grade to the second grade? You still got to face your challenge in the second grade in order for you to get to the third grade. You got to face the challenge of passing the test before you can go to the third grade. And fourth and fifth, college, sophomore, freshman to sophomore. You got to take a test. You got to take the exam. No test, no testimony. So this same thing goes in your business and your personal life. If you want to get to where you want to be, folks, you cannot stay where you are. You have to face the adversity. You're going to have to face that devil because you can't get to that next level otherwise. It's just not going to happen. This is how the universe operates. And this is how Jeff Bezos run his business. This is how Elon Musk run his business. This is how Mark Zuckerberg run his business. All they've done is duplicated the model of the universe. The universe records your spiritual footprint. It's a big algorithm. Mark Zuckerberg records your digital footprint. It is put into an algorithm for Facebook. Same model. People think these folks are geniuses. Yeah, they may be geniuses, but they've taken pages out of the book of the entire universe's model. So when they get to the next level, they're able to defeat the devil on the next level. Why? Because they understand how the universe operates. Most people don't. You know why most people don't? I can tell you why most people don't. Because we all utilize the universe in ways that make it work against us. How does that happen? It's a three-letter word called ego. What is the acronym for ego? Edging God out. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So how do you go through these different levels? How do you go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3? There's a thing called the 4 phases of learning, folks. The 4 phases of learning. These things adversity isn't facing you just because you are just set to be challenged. The challenge is going to come to you because you don't know what it is that you don't know yet. That's why you have the 4 phases of learning. Let me go through these 4 phases of learning with you real fast. If you got something to write with, I want you to jot this down. What are the 4 phases of learning? The first phase is called unconsciously incompetent. What does unconsciously incompetent mean? It means you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know until you hit the wall to let you know that you don't know it. So when you don't know what you don't know, what comes into place What comes into play when you don't know what you don't when you don't know what you don't know? It's called fail. FAIL. What does fail means? What's the acronym for fail? First attempt in learning. So now you got to learn what you did not know. Now you're conscious of it. That's the second phase. It's called consciously incompetent, which means you now know what it is you don't know. Now you got to go to work. You got to read. You got to study. You got to ask people. You got to find a mentor. You got to find a mentor to help you get through this. And you learn it. Once you learn it with repetition, once you learn it, you get to the third phase. What is the third phase, ladies and gentlemen? The third phase is consciously competent. What is consciously competent? Now you know what you know. And you're doing well. But that's just the third phase. It's not the fourth one. So you have to keep practicing what you know. It will take you to the fourth phase. What is the fourth phase? The fourth phase is unconsciously competent. That means you can now do it in your sleep. That's how well you can do it. I can take a computer apart and put it back together blindfolded. Why? Because that's my level. That's my fourth phase of hardware computer. I'm unconsciously competent when it comes to hardware computer. But now I'm doing cybersecurity, programming, and codes and stuff. I'm not there with that. I'm consciously competent now with that. I'm already on my third phase with that. So when I say every new level, there's a new devil, that means for every new level, you have to go through those 4 phases of learning all over again. Even if that means that you have to find a mentor along the way. See, your mentor can take you through different levels. You may have a mentor that can only take you to 1 or 2 levels, but you have to keep finding a mentor to get you to the next level. All of that comes in learning, people. That's why for every new level, there's a new devil. That's why. But if you're allowing yourself to get programmed by the media, I can promise you something. You'll be a volunteer slave for the rest of your life. If you're one of those people who think, oh, if it's not by the media, if it didn't come out on TV, it's not real, it's not true. If you're one of those people, I can trick you to give me all your money. I can trick you to give me all of your money. And I know I can do that. I can damn near have you give me half your paycheck. If that's how you're thinking, if you're one of those people if you're controlled like that. How did Hitler kill 11 million people? He lied to them. He marched 11 million people to their own volunteer death. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So you have to pick up your game. So when you're saying, when you experience Murphy's Law, and you guys know what Murphy's Law is, that means whatever can go wrong it will go wrong. One thing after another, you're like, oh Lord, not this. Damn, I just got through this, now I got that. Yeah. For every new level, there's a new devil. You ain't gonna get around it. There are no shortcuts in life. Energy and frequency. That's how the universe operates. Energy and frequency. It records your spiritual footprint. That's just how it works. This is how the 3% of the world who runs businesses, who are multi-millionaires and billionaires, they run their business according to how the universe is operating. But they teach you religion. See, that's a dishonesty. They teach you religion because with religion, what people don't want to hear this, but religion is not spirituality. Religion doesn't focus on how the universe operates. But the 3% knows this. But as long as they can keep you buried in the dogma, religion, racism, and politics. As long as they keep you buried in there, they'll forever have control over your life. They have control over how you think. I was listening to Les Brown earlier today. He talked about an algorithm that you can walk into a room. The algorithm will notice your eye movement and can tell what your sexual preference is. Whether it's gay, straight, lesbian, bi, whatever. Your eye movement will show this algorithm what your sexual preference is. That's how advanced we are in technology today. People don't know that. Algorithms. How did they come up with this? They understood the challenges. They had to learn the 4 phases of learning for every new level until they found their full success. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, these guys building rockets. How many times do you think they've failed? How many times do you think they've had some devils to block their way to reaching where they want to go? Tesla. What do you think he went through, Elon Musk, when he did Tesla? And you're complaining about the little stuff you're going through in your personal life or on your job? Really? Most people either quit or they try to find another way around to getting where they're trying to go. And when they try to find another way, they do it for the wrong reasons. I don't like how they doing it. I'm going to go over here and try it with them. And before you know it, you done tried 4 or 5 different ways and it still didn't work. It's not because of the institutes. It's not because of them. It's because of you. You took your same work ethic and went from one location to another with the same work ethic. And your work ethic is do. You did not want to stay where you are and go through those 4 phases of learning. See, when people understand that, they find success. Those who don't understand that, they don't find success. How many people you know who've been to those multi-level marketing companies? They ain't been like 5 to 10 of them. And they called you for damn near everyone they got involved with. And they said to you, hey man, this is the one. How many of you guys have seen that? Show a hand. How many of you guys have actually had someone to call you and tell you that this is the one when they talk about these multi-level marketing companies? Because they never stick with one of them. They failed at that one. They failed at the next one, the next one, and the next one. It's not the multi-level marketing companies that didn't work. It was their poor work ethic that didn't work. They lost focus. They got distracted. So they kept facing the same devil 5 to 10 different times on the same level. They never elevated. You guys know what I'm talking about. I know you got cousins, you got friends, always jumping into get rich quick schemes. They call you for every time they get into a new one. Hey man, this is the one. This is it right here. I'm telling you right now, this is it. Sometimes you might even join them. And by the time you done joined them, they done already quit. They done already quit and calling you for a new one. Hey man, I know I just got you over there in that one, but listen, you got to really see this one over here. You guys have seen those people. I know you have. They didn't go through the 4 phases of learning, folks. I've been a victim of that. I've had people to tell me, oh, you need to see this one. You need to see that one. And a couple of them, I say, okay, I'm going to go check it out. I won't fall for that no more. So, folks, I got work to do. Got school to go to at 7 o'clock. So I want to make sure I had a conversation with you guys. I hope you guys have had a prosperous week so far. I want to give a shout out to my man, Drummer Boy Phil. What's up, Phil? Drummer Boy Williams. I know him as Phil. Used to work with that man back in the 90s. I was a teenager, still going to school, summer job, working with my man Phil, doing porter maintenance around the community, cleaning it up, getting paid, you know, buying some new shoes, all that good stuff. He used to do the George Jefferson dance. Want to say what's up to you, Phil. I appreciate you. Listen, folks, do me a favor, get these likes up. Get those likes up, folks. Those of you who are watching, I see some Twitch watchers, people watching on Twitch, people watching on YouTube. Let's get those likes up, folks. I really appreciate you guys coming in. I want you to do me another favor and to share the video. You can go to my Jay Hunter Lee page and share it, and share the video on, you know, from YouTube Jay Hunter Lee on YouTube. Watch this video as well, and you can share it from there also if you want to send it via text message to different people. So I really appreciate that. Listen, if this video did not help you, I get it. It's okay. It's not for everybody, because everybody don't eat chitlins. I sure don't eat that shit. So it's not for everybody. Chitlins not for everybody. This video is not for everybody. Vegetables not for everybody. Fruit not for everybody. Everybody don't like fruit, right? So if this video wasn't helpful, I get it. It's okay. But share it anyway, because this video can help somebody you like, know, and you love. Okay? So I really appreciate that. Lastly, please do me a favor. I do have a Cash App on the bottom of the screen scrolling, $ Jay Hunter Lee. I ask that you give a small donation to the podcast. This is not for me. I don't pocket your money. I'm making money. I don't need your money. This is simply for the podcast, for future upgrades to my equipment. You might see me with a pretty background pretty soon. Hey, you never know, but that was your contribution to that. Okay. Don't send me anything over $20. I'm not asking for a whole lot of money. I will decline your money if you send me too much money. I'm not interested in your money. I ain't living my best life with your money. None of that. $20 or less, you can make a donation to the podcast for future upgrades, folks. So I really, really appreciate you guys coming in. But listen, if you missed this video, watch it again, because I did go over some great stuff. With that being said, I want you guys to do me one more last favor. And that is to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.